And we're going to start right off the bat with our formal introduction to the Homecoming 2020, a reunion of the Grambling State University and Southern University Shreveport alumni artists who are going to, for the next 6 weeks, share about their lives, their artwork, and how they have achieved professionalism in the arts, and how students and faculty and the community can also learn some tricks of the trade as the arts go. So let's start off with our presentation. Is it working? All right. So thank you very much, Roshanda. Thank you very much, Sonia, for getting us to this great place of having a wonderful start. This is going to be our sort of commercial, if you will, for the next 6 weeks about what's happening with this project. So about 2 years ago, the National Endowment for the Arts sent out an initiative asking arts organizations to think about the terrific legacy that HBCUs, historically Black colleges and universities, have had on their communities, and think about a way of reinvigorating the relationship of HBCUs in the community and demonstrating the rich artistic talent that has fostered so much of who we are as Shreveport and Northwest Louisiana, in that we are so grateful to have two phenomenal universities, Southern University Shreveport and Grambling State University, as our two HBCUs in the area. So our grant application was to identify the alumni who are professional artists and celebrate their victories and their professionalism with an exhibition for visual artists, which opens on Friday, October the 23rd at Art Space, and also to celebrate the performing arts achievements, which we all thought would be held at the Municipal Auditorium on October 24th, but in light of COVID, we are going to make that a virtual live stream performance that will debut on Saturday, October 24th. And the third part of the challenge, after documenting these great artists and creating a catalog that shows who has come from where and what have they achieved and what have they meant to our community, the third and final part is how could we reinvigorate their interest, the alumni's interest back into the community in such a way that it actually motivates new students from area high schools throughout Northwest Louisiana and of course throughout the nation to look at these two universities and say, gosh, I'd love to go to school and study visual and performing arts at either SUSLA or GSU. So we're going to start that process tonight by featuring the management team, introducing you to the management team who has organized this next 6 weeks of activity for you that culminates in an actual homecoming at Art Space, which is located in downtown Shreveport. And we want all of you to come and celebrate with us on Friday, October 23rd. And then also the study that has gone into selecting of all of the alumni that we've been able to identify, resident artists who are leading the way through classes for you, and master class artists who are going to give a longer one-time presentation, but a deep dive into their art form. So if I may, first of all, I'm Pam Atchison. I'm director for the Shreveport Regional Arts Council, and we're your facilitating arm, but the producing arm are actually our two universities, SUSLA and Grambling State University. So I'm going to ask if everybody would go ahead and put yourself on mute. It looks like you have. Thank you. We would love it if you would consider entering your name and email address into the chat so that we can stay up with you and tell you if there are going to be any changes in the schedule or any new opportunities that we don't want you to miss. And generally speaking, we want you to know that starting this Thursday, September the 10th, every day for the next 6 weeks, we have a phenomenal class for you. And you're actually going to have to choose, do I want to follow the performing arts track, or do I want to follow a visual arts track, or do I just want to do a little of everything on and off throughout the 6 weeks? But it's really going to be grand. And so I'd like to start with introducing you to the planners. We call them the management team, and have each of them give you a welcome and a bit of encouragement as we get our orientation underway. So we're going to start right now with Southern University Shreveport and Dr. Lonnie McCray, who's the Dean of Art, Humanities, Social Studies, and Education. Lonnie?
Hello, everyone. It's so good to see all of you here. I certainly appreciate you being with us this evening. I'm going to talk a little bit more on our agenda in a little while, but this is just my general welcome to you. Thank you for showing up on this evening. I hope you will show up every evening that we have something planned. This is going to be a phenomenal event for our community, for Southern Shreveport, for Grambling State University, Shreveport Regional Arts Council, for Shreveport, the region as a whole. And so I'm very excited to be a part of this project.
How wonderful, thank you. And Dr. Sharron Herron-Williams is speaking in a few moments, but I don't, are you right there, Sharron? Not yet?
She hasn't signed in yet. She's trying to get.
Thank you. And Angelique Evans, who is the museum coordinator for the Southern University Museum of Art. And she also, I have to claim her as well. She also is a Shreveport Regional Arts Council board member. Angelique?
Good evening, everyone. I am Angelique Evans, Museum Coordinator for Southern University Museum of Art at Shreveport, and I would like to welcome each of you to the beginning of a wonderful 6-week experience with Homecoming 2020 Artist Reunion. I am thrilled that we will be embarking on a landmark experience celebrating the rich traditions of artistic heritage at Northwestern Louisiana's renowned historically Black colleges and universities, with both Southern University at Shreveport and Grambling State University. But most of all, we are happy to have each of you participating on this journey with us, and we look forward to continuing this wonderful renaissance of culture, creativity, and community through Homecoming 2020's Artist Reunion. Thank you.
Gosh, I want to be there, don't you? That's just wonderful. All right. Yes. And now let's meet our Grambling State University team. I'd like to start with the department head for visual and performing arts, Rodrecas Davis. We'll unmute it. There you go.
That works better, I think.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Greetings from Grambling State University. My name is Rodrecas Davis. As Pam stated, I am the department head and a professor in the department on the visual arts side, as well as in charge of the theater side also. We welcome you to this wonderful experience. I have to echo the sentiments of my colleagues. I think we're on the precipice of something magnanimous, and either it's going to be extraordinary and set the standard for more activities to come, or we've created a monster for ourselves and people are going to expect us to do this all the time. I think it's probably going to be a little bit of both, but it's going to be a good thing. This situation of COVID-19 has made us more creative than we initially set out to be. And I think the region is going to be the benefactor of that creativity. We're all going to see some extraordinary things over these next 6 weeks, not only from our master artists, but from the individuals that participate in the courses as well. I look forward to everything that transpires from our time here together. And I look forward to interacting with the rest of you over the course of our time here as well.
Thank you so much. And the assistant professor of music and our choral director, Natorshau Davis.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks, Pam, for the wonderful introduction, and thanks to my colleagues for the wonderful opening. It's not much I can say now about this program other than I'm looking forward to it. You are in for a treat. We have wonderful clinicians. Looking forward to the artwork and how everything is coming together. Just the video alone is letting us know where we're moving forward and how this is going to end up. I want to make sure you please invite, send out, notify, text, call, whatever it takes to get students and other adults, and especially alumni, on each of our meetings. We have a wonderful presentation set up for you. And we know I'm not going to say we hope you enjoy, we know you're going to enjoy.
Thank you. And though he is not going to arrest you if you don't participate, Dr. Herb Simmons is the assistant professor, in criminal justice at Grambling State University, but he is a fine artist who has made a career and a life in the visual arts, and he is a part of our team as well. Herb? Unmute yourself, Herb.
I'd like to also express, say good evening to those who are joining us tonight, and to certainly express our delight in having you to join us on this, what I call a historical undertaking. And as some of my colleagues have already said, we hope you will enjoy this experience, not only tonight, but as we go forth with a number of activities. I think you're going to be impressed, and you're going to be calling for us to do this over and over again. So the message, again, is to be sure that there's a fulfillment for those of you who are joining us tonight, as well as go out and spread the message, the word that we have something very, very exciting, and we certainly invite others to join us as well.
Thank you very much, Herb. And now from the Shreveport Regional Arts Council, the man who'll be overseeing the exhibition and the production that happens through ArtSpace and through the Arts Council happens without a glitch, Josh Porter, our ArtSpace and production director. You got to unmute if you're going to say hello there.
Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you for participating on this first night. My name is Josh Porter. I'm the creative director here at ArtSpace, and I'll be working with both of our resident artists as well as both universities to bring an amazing show here to the gallery, which I look forward to seeing everybody come while we're open and check it out, and also the virtual performance online.
Thank you very much. And I want you to meet Rachel Rosenzweig, who is our administrative manager. And this is a great chance to say, if you know of an artist who is an alumni member of the GSU or SUSLA team, Rachel is trying to organize all of that as well as our Zoom meeting. So if something doesn't go well, or again, if we need to email other people, it's all about Rachel. Rachel, come say hello.
Hi everyone, it's very nice to see all of you, especially having worked on this for so long. although the management team has just been super active and super diligent, and this is just super exciting. And I'm so happy to see all of you. Again, what Pam said, if you know of any alumni, please send them my way. My email is rachel@shrievarts.org, and I would love to get them to participate in this project.
All right, so what is the project? The project is a series of three phenomenal resident artists. Two are working almost as a team, so I see them as inseparable, and 5 masterclass artists who are each going to provide long-term, that's over the course really of 6 weeks, they're going to be providing a little bit about their life in the arts, the impact of Grambling State University or SUSLA, Shreveport, Southern University, Shreveport, how the colleges have impacted their life and made them who they are as artists, a little bit about the professors they studied under, and then they're going to give you a deep dive into a technique that they are renowned for. So I'm going to start with the performing arts and ask Roshanda to go ahead and wave at you for a moment. This is Roshanda D. Spears. She's a multi-talented, award-winning dance artist who's been moving to her own beat since she was 5 years old, when her structured dance career started in West African dance, tap, jazz, ballet, and modern dance while she lived in Los Angeles. And then she's performed in a lot of different venues, and she's been in commercials and plays and musicals and movies. She is a graduate of Grambling State University and has served as a dance professor at Southern University, Shreveport for over 9 years. And she is the resident choreographer for Mahogany Ensemble Theater. If you don't know, that means Angelique Feaster. Angelique, once again, Angelique Feaster Evans, raise your hand for Mahogany there. Thank you. And she also is the dance instructor and choreographer for Shreveport Little Theater. And she's also got her own dance company, and foundation. She's the executive director of the Shuffling Along Foundation and Performing Arts Scholarship Fund. So Roshanda, how about a welcome from you? And then you have a deeper conversation later, but tell everyone hello and give them the pitch why they must participate in your series.
Good evening, everyone. It is a pleasure to see all of you. I am so extremely excited about this project. We are moving right along. We are moving. We're just moving. We're having a great time. Hopefully you will be able to be a part of this experience, this historical experience, and just looking forward to giving you what we have on the inside. As artists, we take on and we take in a lot. So we are ready. We are ready to pour out to you and to teach, and hopefully you will be learning, and then this will be reciprocal. So we're teaching and giving, and you're receiving and taking. Thank you so much.
And speaking of taking, Brent Latin is the production director for the homecoming production that Roshanda will be directing. So Roshanda is creating, choreographing, conceiving, and directing the show. And then Brandon, I'm sorry, Brandon, I keep looking at your name on the thing. It's getting me confused. Forgive me there. But Brent Latin, who just had to step away for a moment, he'll come on later and I'll introduce you to him in just a little bit. So now let's move to the visual side of the world. And, you know, we hope we have listeners from all over the world, but it's great to have Louise from Canada right now. I think she wins the award as the person farthest to Zoom with us tonight. So thank you, Louise. But our visual artist in residence is Eric Francis. Eric, give a big wave there for a moment as we share that Eric is a contemporary, realistic acrylic painter. He's a teacher and a videographer, and he attended Southern University in Shreveport, then went on, after getting an associate, he went on to Centenary College, where he received his bachelor's degree in studio painting. The major subjects of his works of art are portraits, floral paintings, and still lifes. And while his art is in many collections throughout the South, I want you to know that he also right now is in 3 exhibitions at ArtSpace, 3 different separate exhibitions, and you should not wait for the homecoming exhibition itself to get to know Eric and his work at Art Space in downtown Shreveport on Texas Street. All right, Eric, how about you? Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I'm so excited. It's an honor. It's an honor that you're here with me, because you can be anywhere else in the world right now, but you're here with us. I'm so happy to see everyone. This is going to be an amazing experience. There's nothing like this in the whole world. Nothing like this. We've assembled some amazing artists, and we're going to pour out to you and share everything that we've learned over the years. Because we understand, because we were once students ourselves, you know? So one day you'll be in this seat and you'll be doing the same thing that I'm doing right now. And I'm excited to show you everything that I've learned over the many, many years of painting and drawing. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. And before we talk about our masterclass artists, who are each going to teach 1 3-hour class in their specialty, I would love for you to meet the final partner on our management team, Dr. Sharron Herron-Williams. Dr. Sharron Herron, go right ahead, Williams.
Hi, good evening. Are you all able to hear me? Wonderful. It is such an awesome pleasure to be able to meet and talk to all of you. This project is about 1.5 years in the making, and we're so excited to be able to share with you the talents of all of the artists from Southern University at Shreveport, as well as Grambling State University. I am Sharron Herron-Williams. I'm a professor of political science at Southern University at Shreveport and the former vice chancellor for academic affairs. And I have many, many other hats that I wear, but this is one of the things that I am holding dear right now. We are going to have some exciting sessions and some exciting interactive opportunities for you. And as we move throughout the workshops and what we're doing, I'm going to be talking to you about the importance of the history, the significance, and the impact of historically Black colleges and universities and predominantly Black institutions. So it is hoped that you all will join in for all of the segments that we're offering and encourage your friends, your colleagues, your neighbors, and everyone else to join in. This is a one-of-a-kind opportunity where we have master artists and teachers bringing their crafts and their skill sets directly to you. Thank you to the Shreveport Regional Arts Council for spearheading this initiative, and to everyone on the management team for all of the work that you put in. And we look forward to this being a fantastic, exciting, and engaging opportunity.
Yay, I want to attend that. Very good.
All right, wonderful.
Thank you, Sharron, thank you. So now let me just tell you about our masterclass artists. And I will say this has been such a hard challenge for the management team to select 2 performing artists and to select 2 visual artists to be a part of the masterclass experience. And because they had a hard time selecting just 2 and 2, they decided that there must be actually a third, a lead, a person who would be the lead in the performance, and a person who has led musicality in our community for many years, Brenda Wimberly. Brenda has been studying, it seems, all of her life, and now for her to be teaching in this phase is phenomenal. But her training has been at the Marola Young Artist Opera Program at the San Francisco Opera, the Young Artist Program at the Metropolitan Opera, the American Institute of Musical Studies in Austria. All of that prepared her for her classical stage work. She has an extensive repertoire, and we're going to get to experience it all in opera, oratio, musical theater, jazz, the Negro spiritual, and contemporary genres. Now, there's a lot to learn about Brenda, and we'll learn it more when she starts her own classes, but she has been the first recipient of the Shreveport Opera's Leontine Price Award. She's considered a Texas State Treasure, and she's a Shreveport Regional Arts Council Fellowship winner and you'll learn more about her claim to fame performing for the very famous international artist Nick Cave, not the Australian singer, the Chicago visual artist whose work is rooted in social change. Brenda, you want to give a welcome, and let's advertise that your classes start next Wednesday, not tomorrow, next Wednesday, and you'll be teaching for 6 Wednesdays in a row from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. A very deep dive into each of the musical genres. Go ahead, please, Brendan. Welcome, everyone. Unmute, please.
Hello, my name is Brenda Wimberly, and I am a performing concert artist. And I actually grew up here in Shreveport, Louisiana, and had wonderful experiences at Southern University, and went on to have just a phenomenal career. To some it's spectacular, but I just believe that I live in my art. So I don't really have a sense of what I do. It's just that I just know that I've done lots of things. And and I am so excited about sharing my experiences and bringing to my classes bringing me to my classes, and sampling of my voice through video, through live, and also conversations about how important the performing and fine arts of becoming a balanced, a well-rounded student of life. So I'm excited, and I just can't wait to just get started with the classes. So again, come and join me every Wednesday from 6, my time has changed. I got to talk to you about that, Pam. From 6 to 7:45 p.m.
You are right. You're right.
Okay, from 6 to 7:45 p.m. and come along with me and experience not only my voice, but my passion about being a performer, a vocal performer. And it all began at Southern University at 3050 Martin Luther King Boulevard.
All right. Thank you, Brenda. Now, since I've already messed up on one time, if you will put your name and your email in the chat, we will send you the full schedule, the accurate schedule, not the Pam made a mistake schedule. So please put your name and your email in the chat so we can make sure you have everything you need to know about how to move forward with the classes. Thank you so much. But now I am right about a 3-hour presenter, Sonia Hester, who will be presenting on Monday evenings. I'm not going to give the date right now, Sonia. You will give your date. But Sonia is going to be teaching about music and the business of music in her master class. She's been playing instrumental music since she was 8 years old. One of the highlights of her musical involvement is having been the first female to march snare drum in the famed Grambling State University Tiger Marching Band. Sonia has also served as the Associate Professor of English for Southern University at Shreveport. She's the Minister of Music and the Associate Minister for Pleasant Hill Baptist Church, as well as the Choral Director for Southern University Shreveport. And she performs on recordings and productions, and she's composed for gospel recording artists, and she composed our music for tonight's lead-in on the homecoming. So please welcome Sonia.
Thank you, Pam. Hello to everybody. Please forgive me if my voice is a little raspy tonight. I had a very exciting Sunday worship service. As Pam mentioned, I serve as Minister of Music for the Pleasant Hill Church. And I can't tell you how excited I am to be a part of such a wonderful cacophony of educators and learners as well. It's just awesome. I consider myself a bit of a hybrid. I too started at Southern University Shreveport which was then in 1986 considered or referenced as SUSLA, is where I started. And then after summer school, I transitioned to Grambling State University, where I had the opportunity again to march with the world famed Grambling State University Tiger Marching Band under the wonderful and very prolific, the late Professor Conrad Hutchinson. So it means so much to me to be able to bring these two worlds together, SUSLA and Grambling State University. I can't tell you how excited I am to be able to share this platform with three fellow artists who will be with me on the master class: Jerry Maiden, who's also a Grambling graduate, wonderful vocal clinician; Alex Johnson, who assisted with producing the music for tonight; and then Jay Williamson, who was the finalist for season 7, I believe, of Sunday's Best. So again, we're going to be talking about vocals, what singing is, how to do it correctly, what happens when you don't, music production, engineering, the importance of copyrights, what you can expect and what the gospel music industry is expecting of people who aspire to be recording artists. So this city, Shreveport alone, is such a wealth of information and talent for folks who want to sing gospel music. And that wealth of talent extends beyond Shreveport, even to the ends of the earth. So we're excited to be able not even to just teach, but to continue the process of learning as we travel this road together. So again, thank you, Pam. Thank you, everyone, for the opportunity to be a part of something that I think will be global in its absolute outreach for HBCUs. Thanks again so much.
Wonderful, thank you. And now we're going to introduce an artist who you may think of as performing. She is everything, as is film everything. The best of visual, the best of performing, the best of storytelling. And so please meet Dr. Sharron Green, who is going to be teaching a class in a master class in filmmaking, but she's particularly going to be looking at the role of visual art and music as it sets up film for mood, for characterization, for foreshadowing, for sharing the plot, all because of how the filmmaker selects music and visual art. So Sharron is renowned for her directing and her producing films that make a difference. Her films are cause-oriented and they reflect the dynamic time that we live in right now. Her stories are written today and are presented in the film genre, which will leave a mark for generations to come. Sharron? Unmute, please. There she
Wake
is.
me
Okay, thank you.
when the war's over and bullets cease to fly. Wake me when the bodies are gone and children cease to cry. Wake me when the sky is blue and the bloody grass is green. Wake me when I'll no longer hear death's agonizing screams. I am so excited to be here. That's a piece I wrote in 1973. And I'm old, but you know, 1973, I was in high school, I'll tell you that much. And if I could transpose that, it would be so appropriate for right now. So I want to talk about exactly what film is, how we use it. And many times I think we misuse it because people very much tend to imitate what they see. So I have sought to make sure that I put something on the screen, whether it be big or small or wherever, or in whatever city, where we make a difference in the lives of families. So we're going to take film, or we're going to take movie making, because most people think that it's really easy. They think that you can get a bunch of your friends together who can't say let's act, who never had an acting class, and they think you can just shoot a film. So we're going to talk about how acting and how the visual arts, what you see, you know, how that make a difference in making a good film. We're going to look at some films. I'm an independent filmmaker, which means that it is not like somebody just dropped $2 million in my lap, and that would be a low budget film. It's not like somebody will drop $50 million in my lap and say, here, go and make this. The good thing that I can share is that I've had to do it from the ground up many times with almost nothing, and still put something on the screen that's gonna make a difference in the lives of people. So film, basically what you see, and illuminating that so much that people think that they're tasting what you put on film. They're actually feeling that, you know, through the music and the plot and basically telling the story. So I'm really excited. Hope that you will join me in this wonderful occasion. You'll get a chance to look at some of my movies, and I will actually talk about what I was thinking when I wrote them. That's going to be very interesting. So I do appreciate the opportunity, and I thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. All right, Fred, I see that you've made it on the Zoom, and I'm going to see if we can get to see your face. But the next masterclass artist, there he is Fred Irby III. And Fred is a jazz clinic master, and he will be doing a master class in jazz and in particularly the art of the trumpet. He is a graduate of Grambling and also a Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville. And he's right now a professor of music at Howard University in Washington, D.C., and the coordinator of the instrumental music, trumpet instructor, and director of the internationally acclaimed Howard University Jazz Ensemble. There's a lot to say about Fred, including the fact that he's the principal trumpet of the Kennedy Center Opera House Musical Theater Orchestra, and he has served as the musical director for the Washington Ballet. He has also performed in orchestras for 4 different Academy Award galas and for the 56 Primetime Emmy Awards. Dancing with the Stars, boy, I would have loved to have been there with you then, Fred. And America's Got Talent, the Gershwin Awards, the Horatio Alger Awards. We could go on, and we will on the day of his master class, but for right now, I'd like you to meet Fred and know that his master class will be in 2 parts. The first on Monday, September 21st, and the second on Monday, October 26th. So for everyone who has a student or an affiliation or an affinity for the trumpet and for jazz, you don't want to miss this master class. Fred, say hello to everyone, please. Unmute yourself if you don't mind, please.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. First of all, I'm so honored to be around such talented, inspirational people. I finished Grambling in 1970, so I've been out over 50 years. I think I've been back to the campus maybe, I went back the year after I graduated for homecoming, and I think I stayed away another 10 years, and I went back in 2009, in which they inducted me into the Alumni Hall of Fame. I always tell people that the best years of my life was at Grambling. A lot of people don't, I mean, some people know who know me. My mother died when I was 13 years old, and my father died when I was 15 years old. So when I came to Grambling, it was like everyone embraced me. Dr. Hutchison, Mr. Wiley, they became my fathers away from home. And other teachers, most of y'all don't know some of the music teachers we had: Geneva Southall, Dr. Frederick Tillis, Mr. Leroy Humphrey. They were like mother and father to me. So they raised me and helped me in life, not just in music, but just how to survive in a real dark world we had back in the 70s with segregation, being denied the ability to acquire wealth in America. They always talked about those things, and they always talked about music, but those things was more central to them than anything. I two of my great mentors, other than the people at Grambling, well, they were at Grambling, but Mr. William Scalata, he was the principal trumpet in the Shreveport Symphony. I studied with him, and I played a lot with the Shreveport Symphony while I was a student at Grambling. And also Mr. Dr. Ernest Lampkins, who was a very, very influential person in my life. At Howard University, we're so excited and sad. We just had one of our distinguished alumni, Chadwick Boseman, who passed away, the Black Panther. And I knew Chadwick. Chadwick used to come to my office all the time, and he wanted all my CDs for my band and everything. And also Kamala Harris is a graduate. She's going to be the next vice president of the United States. So we've had a lot of very distinguished people at Howard University. If you go back and look at the history of the school, I saw where we were doing some workshops on gospel music. We have Richard Smallwood, who I know Richard real well. He's a graduate of Grambling University, and you all know about Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway and all the great jazz musicians that's been there. But two of the things I did when I was at Grambling, I'm very happy. Well, three things. My freshman year was a very exciting year for me at Grambling. It was the first time I had ever been on an airplane, and I was headed to a Super Bowl. The very first Super Bowl, we did the halftime show. And the other thing at Grambling, well, the second thing is that when I graduated from Grambling, the year after I graduated, the marching band did their very first album. And on that album, they had 3 of my arrangements on that album. I didn't know that they had done them, until I graduated and everything. The other thing is that we have a band fraternity, Kappa Kappa Psi. I was the very first president of Kappa Kappa Psi at Grambling. I helped start the chapter. I think it's still going on now, which I'm really proud of. During my time at Howard University, I've taken my jazz ensemble to Japan 4 times, to China, Senegal, Africa, Colombia in South America, Romania, St. Thomas, St. Croix, Martinique. We've traveled a lot. We've been featured on the Kennedy Center Honors 3 times. I think I sent Professor Davis to, did you get the DVD?
I did, it came today, thanks.
Okay, maybe you can share that with them.
Hey,
And
Jeff,
also,
save some of this for your master class now.
huh?
Save some of this for your master class.
I will.
now.
Well, I got a lot of them to do with that,
I know.
everything. Okay. Also, since I've been at Grambling, I'm sorry. I wish I was. Since I've been at Howard University, my jazz ensemble has gone into the recording studio for 45 straight years and recorded an album or CD. And if anyone would like to have one, we have chat here. If you send me your address, I'll send you one where you can hear. But
That's incredible.
Yeah, but I'm just so honored to be here back with my Louisiana roots and everything. So thank you for having me.
All right, now you'll hear the full story and get to hear the music on September 21 and October 26.
Right.
And finally, in our master classes, though he's not here right this moment, we have Kababi. And I want to just share the screen with you and show you that Kababi is a visual artist who came out of Grambling State University, and he right now is in St. Louis, and he's very popular. He does murals, portraits of family, particularly, and actually one of his favorite projects is a project that he did on 1 solid year of the With Dad series in order to paint positive images of Black fatherhood each day for an entire year. And it was a journey that he will share with you that he calls both interesting and exhausting. So You'll like hearing about Kababi and meeting him and learning his techniques about what it means to be an artist and how you find your own brand and your own style. But while he was at Grambling, that's when he adopted his real name, that he changed his name to Kababi, which is Creative Black Artist Battling Ignorance. So I think you'll be very impressed with his workshop, which is on Monday, September 21. So you can see there's quite a bit of overlap here, and the opportunity for the overlap is so that if you are pursuing the visual art, you have that opportunity. And if you are interested more in performing arts, you have those opportunities. And there are 2 different Zoom addresses, and everything is located on the website called HBCUartisthomecoming.com. That is the website, HBCUartisthomecoming.com. And as I say, if you signed in, we'll be emailing you a poster with all of the information. So I want to next introduce you, if I may, to our documentarians. As I told you, there are 4 parts of this project, and one of the parts is that the alumni members will all be documented, and we will produce a catalog with who you are, and we'll also be sharing that almost as Fred is willing to share his musical piece with everybody. And but the master class sessions will be documented, and some of you will be interviewed during the process. So I'd like for you, first of all, to meet from Southern University Shreveport, Fred Moss. Fred, will you say hello to everybody? There you are.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? Fred Moss, been at Southern University for 25 years. I'll be documenting this entire event. So far, this thing is going to be awesome. I'm just happy to see all the people on here and all the support we're getting. Thank you.
Thank you. And from Grambling State University, Alan Blakeney will be documenting particularly the performing arts portion. Alan, are you out there? I don't see you right now. Okay. And then also, just for everyone to know, Tiana Cannell, who is the, of course, one of the great writers in our community for the Times, she will be actually producing the catalog, and that completes what we call our management team. And now we're running just a few minutes late, but I'm hoping that now we could call upon Lonnie McCray, Dr. Lonnie McCray, one more time to share some of the hopes and expectations for the students and faculty associated with Southern University Shreveport. Lonnie?
Hello, everyone, again. And again, I'm so excited to be here. I know I'm in the presence of greatness. I'm in awe of all the individuals who have come forward to be a part of the project and just the outline of everything that's happening. You know, we have our masterclass individuals who are bringing in people with them that I did not even realize, you know, we're connected to so many different people in this community. So it's very exciting for me, and I hope that it's exciting for all of you who are participating and all of you who are here listening right now, and hopefully you will join in again over the next 6 weeks. I want to begin by thanking Pam, if I have not, so that it's on this recording, so that whenever it's shown again, my thanks to you, so that everyone knows, you know, Pam came to us with this idea for the grant, and she has worked, and her team has worked very hard to pull this all together. So it is because of Shreveport Regional Arts Council and Pam that we are here now and that we're able to have this. So Pam, thank you so much, and thank your team, Josh and Rachel. I know Rachel has probably pulled out a few hairs over the last few weeks, but we thank you so much for helping us to bring this together. The first thing, the goal of the grant is hopefully to invigorate, to bring students in to our arts programs at SUSLA and GSU. And so, you know, of course, that's what's on paper. And at the end of the day, as the dean, of course, I do hope that we bring more students in into our programs. You know, we want the enrollment. We want the enrollment in the arts. And so we do hope that as individuals go through these next 6 weeks, or just for 1 week, however long individuals can be there with us. We want them there, and we hope that we can get them enrolled in school, and so that they can see what the arts can do for them. As I was thinking about what I wanted to say this evening, and just, you know, that goal, of course, is the overarching goal in the grant itself. But there's so much going on. I know nationwide, there's a lot going on in the African-American community that's negative. And then especially here in Shreveport, and I know someone said they were in Manny, and they're not local, but I know you get the news there as well. And so, you know, right now, Shreveport, Louisiana is in a very negative light with things that are happening here. I haven't turned on the news today, so I do not know if there was a shooting today. But, you know, for the past several days, that is what we have seen in our community. If it's not a shooting, you know, I think it was a stabbing yesterday that ended in a death. So whenever we're turning on the news, we're seeing all these things locally and nationally. So what I'm really hoping for is that this program over the next 6 weeks can provide a source of light, a source of positive reinforcement to show not only our community, but outside of our community, outside of the state, so that when people join in, when students join in, that they can see individuals who look like them, individuals who have made a career out of the thing that's inside of them that they love so much. And then they see individuals like you who can express those things in ways, you know, that I can't even imagine. And maybe that they can imagine, and once they see it, then they understand what they can do as an individual. I hope that it puts a highlight on the brilliance that is in the African-American community, so that we have this positive ray of light that anyone can see and that anyone can know that they can do. As Ms. Hester mentioned, you know, we have this wealth of talent among us, and individuals need to be able to see that wealth of talent so that they know they can make it. As Roshanda mentioned, one of my goals, of course, you know, even as dean, you know, teaching, you know, undergirds everything that I do. And so this is a wonderful teaching experience that I think our students will enjoy. I think that people who are in the industry will enjoy and learn from. You know, student-wise, you know, I teach English. And so sometimes I'll say things in the English class, or someone's talking to me about the arts, and they'll say something, I'll talk about poetry. And I say, oh, I don't like poetry. I hate poetry. But then they say they want to be a rapper. And in my head, I'm going, you don't see the connection. You know, I want to write music, you know, but I don't know what a metaphor is. Really? You have to know what a metaphor is. You're going to need to know, because those are the types of things that are involved in the creation of these different things. So once they realize that, you know, what we're teaching them transcends more than just, I'm this teacher in front of you trying to teach you, you need to know this definition. You know, no, this has meaning to what you want to do in your life. And so, you know, songs, as Ms. Wimberly, you know, she's moved me before, you know, songs can move you, you know, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And so they have to understand the written word and how that affects an individual. And when you put that to music, what they can do. When you put it on film, what they can do. And so, again, to invigorate, to bring students in, hopefully to the campus to sign up and want to be a part of our arts program. And then most importantly, to me right now, it's just that we're highlighting talented individuals within the African-American community so that our students can see individuals who look like them and who achieve their dreams and keep moving forward. So thank you again, Pam, and thank you for everyone who's participating in this project. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you.
All right, great. All right. Rodrecas, you want to let us know your expectations for the students and faculty at Grambling State University?
Well, I don't think I have anything that can follow what Dr. McCray said. He pretty much covered everything, quite honestly. I mean, in short, that's exactly what I was going to say. I know that's the easiest answer, but those are my exact words, I swear to you. But in all honesty, I mean, those were my exact thoughts, because we're in the same boat. We're dealing with young people primarily when we're talking about the scope of the grant, who need to be reminded outside the class that this thing that we're trying to teach you is about more than the practices, the classical training, but what it means to you as a creative individual, and to use this opportunity to demonstrate to those students that we work with and the students that want to work with us, that there's a life, in this thing that you're invested in, that you say means something to you. And these are the steps that you can take with regard to professional development that will actually get you to where you want to go. And these are the people that we have lined up that can prove to you that, the path that we have you on is not just about, trying to get you to do assignments, right? This opportunity will hopefully, for lack of a better word, reinvigorate, the thing in people that may have been lost, prior to COVID, through COVID, and what may come after. It's hard for creative individuals to sustain sometimes because we live in the world just like other people, and you still have to keep that fire stoked. But this provides an opportunity to have myriad individuals that will provide sparks for you where you may be lacking, and to give you a springboard to move forward, to do things that move beyond those assignments that you've been issued, but to help you find ways to investigate yourself as an individual and as a creative person, to move beyond where you may be standing at the moment, to plan for something that comes next, and for something that you may not realize is coming next, but to lay the foundation for the things that will make you a better artist, and ideally a better citizen, when you invest in the thing that makes you happy and feeds your soul. So over the course of the next 6 weeks, we hope to provide you with multiple opportunities that will feed you on spiritual, intellectual, and physical levels, depending upon how you're participating in the master classes and the workshops. And we look forward to the reports that you give us from your experiences that we provide through the diligence of the Shreveport Regional Arts Council and the artists that we have lined up to work with you over the course of our time together.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, so much. Well, I wonder now, thank you, if we could, and I know we haven't had a break, but normally when we do our classes, we will take a 5-minute break. But for right now, because we've wanted to cover so much, I'd like to have Roshanda go ahead and talk about her program overview. And then Roshanda is also going to introduce you once again to Sharron Herron-Williams, who will take some time for us to think about the impact of the HBCUs, not just in Northwest Louisiana, but really across our nation. So Roshanda, if you're ready, we're ready to play your scene.
Okay. And before I get started, because I know what I have that you will see visually right now would just be some things that you're going to need for the first session for our electronic portfolio. But my classes, all of them, you're going to learn history, culture, performing arts, and that includes dance, that includes music, that includes singing, that includes acting. You will also be learning industry standards for all of those areas. But most importantly, your calling and your responsibility to share your calling. I think a lot of times, we take it and it's so personal, but the talents that God has given us, we are to share them, okay? So that's another thing that we'll definitely talk about, and not just share them, just in your small circle, but in a broader area and circle. And with Zoom and with all these electronic ways to do that now, we'll be able to do that. So that is a lot of what you will be seeing in the 12 sessions that I will be providing, along with great panelists that are in the industry to talk to you about those things. For my class and for the very first session, students and community will be putting together a electronic portfolio. So when you're asked, can I see some of your work? You'll have something to present that you can just email right over to them. And some things that you'll need, definitely we'll be working straight out of PowerPoint. Some things that you should gather, programs, videos, pictures, interviews of you performing. So any of those materials, anything that you can think of, no matter how great you think they are or how not so great you think they are, but just gather them. Also have prepared a documented timeline of your work performances. So dates and, dates I performed, this date and at this venue, those type of things. Also have prepared information on you and your life, because in another section we will be diving into writing your biographies, long as well as short, so you'll be able to provide. If someone needs some information on you, hey, can you shoot me over a short bio? You already have it, it's already prepared. Also, which is very, very important, a professional headshot. And I'll get into more details about that, where you'll be getting those headshots taken, but everyone needs a professional headshot. And lastly, and most importantly, that when you come to log on each session, and that's for every workshop that you will be attending, make sure you provide your email address, first and last name, and which college or university you attend or school, and that's it.
Are you ready for us to move to your other
I
document?
am ready. Right now, I am going to provide for you right now a short introduction of our guest speaker, Dr. Sharron Herron-Williams.
Good evening and welcome to the opening night of the HBCU Homecoming 2020 SUSLA and GSU Artist Reunion Zoom Masterclass Series. Tonight's introductory discussion is the history and impact of HBCUs. Sponsors for the event are the National Endowment of the Arts, Verizon, AT&T, the Shreveport Regional Arts Council, the City of Shreveport, and the Carolyn W. and Charles T. Beard Family Foundation. Tonight's speaker is Dr. Sharron Herron-Williams. Dr. Williams is a native of Montgomery, Alabama. Growing up, she was a student of the House of Arts, the only Black-owned fine arts academy in Montgomery. Dr. Williams received an advanced academic diploma from the Carver Creative and Performing Arts Center. She graduated magna cum laude from Stillman College, an HBCU in Alabama. At Stillman, she majored in history pre-law and minored in political science. Dr. Williams continued her studies at Mississippi State University. She received a master's degree in public policy and administration and a doctorate degree in philosophy and public administration. She is the first recipient to receive a PhD in public administration from Mississippi State University. She is an avid supporter of the arts. She has served on the following boards: the Fresno Metropolitan Museum in Fresno, California, the National Center for the Study of African American Culture and History at Alabama State University. Dr. Herron-Williams is the co-creator of SUSLA's Engage and Dream Beyond. Dr. Herron-Williams has more than 20 years of experience in higher education and has traveled all over the past 15 years to 5 of the 7 continents. Her goal was to ensure that universities and other entities continue to evolve as engaged institutions and competitors in the global market. Her belief is that education is viewed as an exportable commodity to provide global opportunities. Dr. Sharron Herron-Williams. Good evening and welcome to the opening night of the HBCU Homecoming 2020 SUSLA and GSU.
Wow. Wow. I don't know who's more wowing, the fact that, honestly, the fact that Roshanda conceived the introduction, that Fred created the introduction, or what you've done, Dr. Sharron Herron-Williams, that I've been working with you for over a year now. How fantastic. Well, please take it away.
Fantastic. And thank you so very much, Roshanda and Mr. Moss and everyone. Tonight, I'm just giving you a snippet. This isn't even the full presentation because I realize our time is limited on this opening night. But what I want you to be thinking about, and you're going to see the dates when Ms. Spears and Mr. Francis put them out there, in terms of the discussion about the history, the significance, and the impact of HBCUs is the following. One, HBCUs were designed and created because there was no place for African Americans to receive a higher education degree. Many HBCUs were started as normal schools where you learned how to become teachers, and others were started as schools where you learned how to become ministers or nurses. So we'll be learning more about that as we go along, but the fine arts always played a significant role. No matter what film you look at, documentary you look at, play you read, anything you hear and see, music, rhythm, and performance was always a part of the message because that was the way to communicate. So when you think about HBCUs, think about a people who came from a land, Mother Africa, who did not speak the language in the United States, right? So they had to create ways to communicate. And once people began to learn to read English and become educated, there became a need to create institutions that would foster learning, right? And also, in addition to learning, foster the mastery of skill sets. So there are certain HBCUs that were not just designed to master the intellectual concepts for individual, but also the handicrafts, if you will, teaching folks how to engage in skilled labor so they would be able to support themselves. So over the coming weeks, you're going to hear more of that. You're also going to hear about the fact that the numbers have gone down. We now have 101 institutions that are considered HBCUs, but you're going to hear more about the creation of HBCUs and the fact that institutions that were created after a certain date are referred to as PBIs, or predominantly Black institutions, not HBCUs. And so all of this is an interesting and relevant part of the history of historically Black colleges and universities, as well as knowing about the individuals, the groups, the materials, and the knowledge that has come out of all of these institutions. I'm so looking forward to sharing more about the history, the significance, and the impact with all of you. So if you will, stay tuned for the dates. They're going to be posted on the website, as well as listed on the syllabus for the courses of the instructors. In the meantime, if you want to get more information about HBCUs, prior to hearing me talk more about them, know that public HBCUs are affiliated with the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. And if you go to the Thurgood Marshall College Fund website, www.tmcf, you can find information on the history and the origin of HBCUs, right? A lot of the private historically Black colleges and universities are affiliated with the United Negro College Fund, or UNCF. And you can go to that particular website to find out more about the history and origin. We have such a rich culture, history, identity, and footprint that you will not believe if you haven't already done the research, right? And the writing and the thinking about who has come from these HBCUs. We have so many artists that have been contacted for this initiative. We believe that the product that is going to be produced as a result of this will make you think twice about your choices for your family, for your friends, and your neighbors about where they choose to get an education. HBCUs have always provided a high quality education that is second to none. We are products of HBCUs. We are proud supporters of HBCUs, and we hope that regardless of your current affiliation, by the time you conclude your participation in these master classes and in this 2020 Artist Homecoming Reunion, you will know that we are living our best lives and teaching and creating and innovating things that will be relevant from now to infinity. So thank you very much for listening to my brief introduction, and I look forward to talking with all of you as we proceed in the coming weeks.
From infinity to beyond. Thank you very much, Sharron. Very exciting. We don't want to miss that. Can't you all see how thrilling this is going to be? I mean, you're just meeting the people right now, and as we go forward, it's just going to be remarkable. Thank you so much. Let's now hear from Eric Francis about what he is going to be doing for the next 6 weeks, 12 sessions, well, 11 sessions, and then we're going to hear from Brent Lattin. Please go ahead, Eric.
Hello, everyone. We're going to be learning how to paint. As a portrait artist, I'm going to teach you how to make portraits. And I'm going to go over just some technical skills. I can't really teach you how to be an artist, but I can give you some skills that'll help you along in your artwork. I've been teaching art for a very long time, and nobody I've taught paints anything like me, because your style as an artist reflects what's inside of you, you know? It's one of those eternal things. As an artist, you're always thinking about art at some point. You're either thinking about the work that you're gonna do, or you're thinking about, you know, you don't have enough time to do it, but you're always thinking about art. And I just wanna give you some skills that'll make it easier, or to make your work just a bit better. So these are some of the things I'm gonna teach you. So first,
Where, oh, there he is. Okay. Oh, there he is.
I'm still here. I'm still here. Here we go.
Eric, when you put that up, I'm still explaining the surprise song.
Yes, yes, I'm still, wait, it seems to be frozen a little bit.
Yes.
Here we go. All right, here we go. So this is the basic process of creating a painting, or this is my process. So first, we start off with an underpainting. And an underpainting is exactly what it sounds like. It's just a general description of the thing that you're going to be painting. You know, you're just trying to get a basic idea of the light and the dark areas. Secondly, we build up color. And the first underpainting, it almost serves as a roadmap. It kind of tells you where to add all the colors to. Secondly, after we build up color, or thirdly, we go on to blending. Now, you're gonna spend most of your time blending. Blending is difficult with acrylic paint, because acrylic paint, it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. You know, it dries fast, which is really good. You can produce work really fast. At the same time, it dries really fast. It's hard to blend. So we paint in layers. We blend it in layers. The painting doesn't come completely together until the end. And our fourth and final stage is adding finishing touches. So in this fourth stage, you want to look at your painting. You want to see what you have to do next. You know, you're going to add all the highlights. And when you don't have anything left to do, you finish. Now let's take a look at our first project. We're going to paint a young Black girl. So this is something I want you guys to print out. I'll provide the link, you know. Our first step, of course, we're gonna lightly add color to the canvas. Our second step, we're just gonna keep building up the colors. Third step, add more color. And the fourth step, we're finished. Now, the purpose of this project is to teach you how to get paint on the canvas. We're gonna go over mixing paint, we're gonna go over the paintbrush, you know. Our next project will be blending. And we're going to blend a sphere, and we're just gonna blend two colors together. And this is what it's going to look like when we're finished. Like I said, blending is pretty difficult. We're gonna take it slow. But the purpose of these first two projects is to give you some skills and some techniques so we can move on to our final project. And our final project will be Breonna Taylor. Now, I feel like your artwork shouldn't only reflect what's going on in your life, but it should reflect what's going on in the world. You know, I almost view it like, you know, it's almost like a time capsule. You can look at art and see how the world was at the time that the art was created. So of course, we're going to start off with just a basic line drawing. Now, I'm not going to teach you how to draw. We're actually going to trace this onto the canvas, because, you know, just not enough time to teach drawing. Then of course, we're going to start off with we're going to add a basic layer of paint. Well, I kind of skipped over something. Hold on a second. We're going to start off with umber wash. And of course, umber wash is like a roadmap. Then we're going to begin to add color. And then we're going to move on and blend everything together. And finally, we're going to add highlights and we're going to do finishing touches. And that is basically it. I want to talk a little bit about the supplies. Now, here are the supplies we're going to use. We're going to use some Liquitex Basics paints. Now, the reason why I'm using Liquitex is because it's student grade paint, so it's not too expensive. You know, if you go to Michael's or you go to Michael's, I believe they give a student discount on top of whatever discount they already have. We're also going to use 3 different brushes. We're going to use a 3/4 flat brush. We're going to use a round brush, a number 6 round brush, a number 4, a number 5, and we're going to use a number 2 round brush. We're also going to need like a spray bottle, but if you don't have a spray bottle, you could use just like a regular bottle of water. Just make sure you stick a pinhole in the top. You also need a cup. You'll need paper towels or just a rag or something like that. And you're gonna need something to hold your paint in. What I like to use is this is a jewelry box. I got it at Michael's, it was $2. It works perfectly because it keeps the paint wet for a really, really long time. But if you don't have something like this, you could easily use a plate. And that's basically it for the introduction.
All right. So we need to bring our brushes, our paint, and our hearts, and you'll provide everything else.
Yes. Oh, wait, I got one more thing. Okay. I started an Instagram page with information about our projects. So let me go ahead and show you that. So if you go to Instagram, and I have it on the screen right now, you go to Instagram, type in homecoming_masterclass, you can see our basic projects. And what you're gonna find is, you're gonna find the basic project. So click on that, and it's gonna show you, because I like to do worksheets and hand out worksheets, but most folks on Instagram nowadays, so I just put it on Instagram. And below, there's just a detailed instruction. Also, I have videos. On the description, if you click on it, it'll send you to a playlist. The playlist has several videos of our project, so you get to see what we're gonna do before we do it. Click on it, and you have a video. And with the video, you're going to be able to download our project. So if you look in the description, you click on this, it should bring you to a page where you can download the project. So there you go. You click that. It'll bring it up. And then you can either just click it again or hold your finger on it. Well, it disappeared on me. But anyway, that's the basic process you'll follow to get the artwork and to see videos. Because I really, really want you guys to get this stuff. Like, painting is simple. It really is simple, but it's not easy. It's something that you're gonna have to constantly work on to perfect. And okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Lots of visual artists on the Zoom here, so I hope you're excited about getting this deep dive into creating your own portrait. And very, very exciting. Thank you. So now I'd like to introduce you to our final resident artist, Brent Lattin. Brent, give a wave while I introduce you real quickly here. Just a minute.
Hey, yes, I'm here.
1 minute, Brent.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, Eric, come back, Eric. Hello, Eric, I need you back.
Yeah,
Eric,
I'm here.
please read the chat. The visual artist need a little more information about the specificity of supplies that are to participate. Could you read that from the chat and go ahead and answer those questions so they can be prepared for Thursday night?
Sure.
Oh.
Okay, what I can do is I'm gonna put the Instagram.
Okay, all right. Are you able to open the chat yourself, Eric? Okay. Eric, I'm going to move on and introduce Brent while you load up the chat with the answers about supplies, materials, and staying in touch with you on Instagram, okay? Great.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you. All right, so please meet Brent Lattin. Brent is always in a vehicle when I speak with him, and I just always hope you're not driving, Brent. But,
No, I'm not. I'm
okay.
parked.
So Brent is the president, CEO, I think founder and creator of Young Professionals Entertainment, which is a media, marketing, and entertainment company right here in downtown Shreveport. And the company also is a professional recording studio, and many local and regional artists come to YPE to record. He is not just a producer, but he's a performer himself, a talented musician that plays several instruments. And just to say it, Brent, you're also going to have to tune into Fred Irby III's workshop to be able to learn more about trumpeting. But Brent has performed with artists across the country. He was also, his business was named the Small Business of the Year in 2013 by the Shreveport-Bossier African American Small Business, Chamber of Commerce. In 2015, Brent was inducted into the 9th class of 40 under 40. There are a few of us on this call who have not seen under 40 in a couple of years, but the 40 under 40 is a young professionals initiative of the Northwest Louisiana Chamber of Commerce, the top 40 professionals that are under the age of 40. And last year, his company was chosen as one of the top small businesses in the greater Shreveport area by 318 Forum and the Greater Shreveport Chamber of Commerce. Brent is taking on the role of producing the performance in a live stream virtual way. And we thought it very important that since this was all new for us, something that we really didn't even decide we were firmly going to do until July, when we realized that we were fighting an uphill battle, believing that COVID-19 rules would allow the 3,000 people who we wished would gather at the municipal auditorium when we thought this would be a live performance. Brent assured us that a live stream performance can be every bit as important and valuable and even more creative than seeing it live. So he decided not just to produce it, but to teach the art of production. And so many right now, young people who are in the music world are interested in the production end of it. So Brent, please share a little bit about what they will learn when they take your 6-week master class offered on Monday nights.
And thank you again for making this adjustment. I'm so excited about this project, and I want to thank Pam and Roshanda for allowing me to be a part of this. But talking about my classes on Monday night, I'm very excited. A little bit different from Eric. Most of what the people that would attend my class will need to bring will be their imagination and their eyes. So I think we'll be good in that regards, because we're going to pretty much break down every single part of or the process of production, all the way from the beginning to the pre-planning, the budgeting, the getting the initial ideals, all the way to the production and preparing the scripts, the storyboards, the storyline. We're even going to talk about, on the production end, talk about the technical aspect of production, talking about, you know, how to achieve good lighting, great lighting, how to achieve the great angles, how to add the music, even from the editing end, what programs to use and effective ways to edit. And then what we'll even do on the further part of that in the post-production, or even the after everything is done, we will also talk about just kind of reviewing and reevaluating your project once it's done. And then one of the biggest things that everyone wants to know is distribution. So how do you get your project out there? What are the different platforms that we can use, if it's virtual or if it's online or if it's, you know, whatever type of way. So I'm really excited about what we will be talking about in those courses. So please invite anybody that's interested in the technical side of production and the idealistic side, and visualizing and writing those things down and really preparing for production. And I'm just really excited. I love teaching this art of just making these type of things happen, and we're really going to enjoy the journey. And they'll even get to experience part of the journey of us creating this great homecoming production that will be aired on the 24th. So I'm excited for the students and the community to see how that happens. And then they'll even be able to talk with us and discuss post what happened afterwards. How did everybody receive it? What are some other ways we're looking to put it out? So I'm just really excited, and I'm open for questions or suggestions for my classes. But Monday nights, that's where it's going to be.
Thank you. So exciting, Brent. Thank you. Well, I do notice another part of our management team, another one has come in, and I'm so excited to have Stephanie Rogers on board from Southern University Shreveport. She's been working with the alumni and the development. Stephanie, do I have you there? And will you tune in, give us your face, and let us say hello to you? I know you're on mute right now. You got to come off. There she is. Have we got you, Stephanie?
Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you for being here, Stephanie.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to join everybody. This is so, it's so exciting. Hi, Brent, Dr. Herron-Williams, and everyone. I've enjoyed it so far. I've just been chatting in the chat room and just listening. Ms. Francis, I love your, I commented that I love your model, your muse, your inspiration, Breonna Taylor. So I can't wait to hear more, but I want to thank SRAC, Pam Atchison, Miss Angelique Feaster, and all who worked so hard, Dr. Herron-Williams, to bring this together. It's only going to get better and better, and we look forward to promoting it, and I look forward to just really being a part of this. It's very exciting. So thank you all for bringing this to our community.
Well, thank you so much. And although we've said most of the questions will go in the chat, if anybody would like to come on and introduce yourself. Lynn, we didn't get to say hello to you. Lynn Laird, I know you're there. Yolanda, great to see you again. Thank you so much. Ron, is that Ron Smith? Ron, I didn't get to see your face, but is that our artist Ron Smith or a different Ron?
That's the artist.
All right, Ron. Okay. Thank you so much. So does anybody have a question that they believe everyone should hear and shouldn't go in the chat because we need a little more information? Well, what I'm going to say, since we're running about 5 minutes late, is thank you for your time tonight. I'm very excited. I hope you all are about what's going to happen. Those of you who are faculty or have friends, remember this is a great opportunity, especially with all students having to live by Zoom right now. The classes are really to be adapted for high school students through college students and for the whole community. I'm again, so glad to have some artists on board who are interested in taking the trip with us to learn about more about the life of the performing arts and visual artists. And I think you have everything you need, but I'll say this. If your name is in the chat with an email, we will send you make sure you have all the dates. We'll make sure that we're communicating with you regularly about updates. And please don't forget Fred Irby's invitation that if you would like to have his musical recording, then if you'll put by your name, send me the music, we will make sure that Fred gets a chance to let us include your a music piece for you. And let me see here. It looks like I'm still hearing. Is your Instagram address in there, Eric? I'm getting a couple of those. The Instagram handle is homecoming_masterclass, correct, Eric?
Yes. Yeah.
Type
That's
in
it.
there one more time.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions? Well, then I will ask Louise if you would stay on the line. That would be wonderful. Fred wants to, anybody who feels up to right now making a comment, Fred Moss, come back on the screen, Fred, where I can see you. There he is right there, has said that he'd love to do a few short interviews to make sure that we know now what you're expecting, and then at the end we'll be able to see if we measured up. So anyone who would stay on the line, Fred would love to do a short interview, but for everyone else, we are, Hannah, thank you for telling me that. We are saving the chat. It's already being recorded. I appreciate, Hannah, your advice there. We've got it. And I'm going to say to everybody, we will look forward to seeing you all on Thursday, 6 p.m., where you will get a choice. If you'll go, please, to that homecoming website, you'll pick on Thursday night. Do you want to zoom in with Eric and learn more about his visual art where you'll make your own portrait? Or do you want to zoom in with Roshanda and learn about your performing arts portfolio? She'll be introducing your performing arts portfolio. Did I get it? I make on Thursday evening. Did I get it? On Thursday evening. Artisthomecoming.com has, you just go there and you'll click directly into your Zoom at 6 p.m. on Thursday evening, okay? So I'm going to say goodbye, but I'm not going to end the meeting so that Fred can stay on the line and be able to talk with Louise. But everybody else, you all check out. Go have a great supper. I promise on Thursday you'll get a 5-minute break. Thank you so very much. Appreciate you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Eric,
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a blessed and beautiful evening. Goodbye.
Angelique saw that.
Okay. Let's get this show on the road. Ms. Louise?
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, yourself?
I'm just great. I'm just great. Let me get my full screen here. Enter. Okay. Okay. Basically, first thing I need you to do is give me the correct spelling of your name, your first and last name.
Okay, my first name, Louise, Louise. Last name is Lepore, Lepore.
Okay. And where are you from?
In Canada, if you're familiar with Ottawa, I'm right up across the bridge from Ottawa.
Okay.
I work downtown Ottawa.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions. And basically, the first question, just tell me a little bit about yourself and your background.
My artistic background is very limited. It's just recently discovered. I went to a paint night event one day with my daughter and discovered I enjoyed it. And I took it from there. And from that, I realized that I enjoy doing portraits. And in my online searches, I came across Eric Francis's pages, and I followed those tutorials to learn how to do certain steps into doing portraits. So I am just evolving as an artist, I guess. I don't consider myself an artist because to me it's just too new. But I do have a few works that I've done that I can say I'm proud of.
Okay, so what things you are hoping to accomplish with this from this workshop in this process?
So in the description, it outlines a number of steps. Obviously, at this point in where I am, I've learned quite a few, but I want to learn more how to put it together, how to, especially the blending part, how to put the highlights in or the shadows in with acrylic, because I do work with acrylic. So hopefully that will just improve on my skills.
Okay. So once this class is over with, what do you plan on doing? Because I know you're gonna
continue to paint.
Information. You're gonna learn some new strategies from the workshop. So what are your plans after this workshop?
Just to continue to improve on putting on painting portraits. That is really what I enjoy painting.
Okay. Eric.
He ran away.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for Louise?
No, just some comments. Just excited. I'm excited that you're joining our class. It's going to be amazing. I'm so glad that you decided to join. How did you find out about it? Was it
you posted
Instagram?
Something on Facebook earlier today, or I caught it earlier today, and that's how I saw it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've put something online or through Facebook, and so this was the first in a while that I'd seen something come of it. I think the last time I saw you working on something live was, if I'm not mistaken, was Maya Angelou's portrait.
Yeah, that was a long time
See?
ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I never stopped working. I just don't post as much online. It just becomes difficult. You know, you're trying to work on commissions and stuff like that. You know, sometimes it's private. You know, I do a lot more of that kind of stuff nowadays. But you know, I'll post something every once in a blue moon.
Yeah, so I had to chuckle earlier when you were showing your steps, what you're doing, and when you showed the blending tutorial, that brought me back to my first times that I was going through your tutorials, and I did that, the sphere, the blending of the circle. So I did learn a lot of techniques through your tutorials. Now, if I can put together a portrait that I'm going to be happy with, that'll be fine.
So, Eric, what type of message or some advice that you can give to her? And I'm just so elated. It's almost like I'm the artist. I'm like, she's not even here in Louisiana or not in the States. She's loving something from Louisiana. This is awesome.
You gotta love Facebook for this. Well, actually, it's not on Facebook. I found you. It is off of, I think it's your YouTube tutorials. So I Googled to try to find something on how to learn steps, and that's how I came across your YouTube videos. And it's from your YouTube videos that I found your Facebook page, and that's how I keep in touch with what you're doing.
Okay, that's so cool. That's so cool. So if you didn't know, Fred, I have a YouTube page that has, I think it has about 30,000 subscribers right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I would put videos up there just regularly for maybe like 2.5 to like 3 years. And I developed a following, and I learned basically how to teach. You know, that's how I learned how to teach. I don't only teach online, I also teach offline, but I'm constantly interacting with people all over the world. I mean, literally all over the world. India, Canada, everywhere. I wish I could show you a map. You know, on YouTube, when you look at the analytics, you see a map. You're touching people everywhere, which is amazing, which was one of my goals. That was the reason why I got to YouTube. And I have a lot of people following me that way. So I'm gonna go ahead and start pushing it on YouTube some more. I just didn't wanna like overwhelm the system because, you know, 30,000 followers, you know, they all show up to the homecoming. I would love that. That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
That means Pam will have to get another Zoom to add more participants. Well, Ms. Louise, do you have anything else for us?
No, I was curious as to what the format was for this. I wasn't even sure if I was, I had to take a real close look to see what this workshop was about, and then realize that it was open to everyone. That's my understanding, that it was open to everyone.
Well, once this workshop is over with, once this workshop is over with, I'll be coming back to you again for another interview, so you can tell me what you learned about this from this workshop and some of the things you want to take back to some of your friends and all that kind of stuff. Okay?
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, Eric.
Eric, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So I'll see you Thursday?
See you
Thursday.
Okay, thank you.
Your logo in the corner of your screen.
I'm sorry, what?
No, I was talking to Eric. Your logo you made there on the corner of your screen, the lower third.
Yes, right here. Yes.
You're behind that? So you keying that over your video?
Yes, I did I used a different program. I'm broadcasting through a program called OBS.
I just about to ask you, were you using OBS? Because I've just bought me a miniature switcher, and I use OBS, and I was wondering, were you keying over OBS? Okay, great. You're just using OBS by itself, huh?
Yeah, I'm just using OBS by itself. You just drop all the images. It's really nice. Really nice. It works well for what
you're talking about, right?
Huh?
You're talking about the free software OBS, right?
Oh yeah, the free software OBS.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Got you. It's good to know. All right, my man. I'll see you tomorrow at 3. And let me. Here.
Yes, sir.
Send me your address. Got your number. And put your phone number on there again too. I think I put you in my phone already, but just to be on the safe side.
Do you want me to put it in the chat or just text it to you?
Okay, you can text it.
I'll put it in the chat. You know.
Yeah, text.
I don't have your number. It's going to the chat.
Okay.
So, 424. And the number is, okay. There you go.
Okay, hold on for a minute. Did he go?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something. I didn't get it. Hold on for a minute. Hold on. Oh, okay. I got it.
Okay. And it's a garage apartment. It's in the back. It's a garage apartment.
Okay. 560095742 Denzel. Got you, my friend. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
All right, now.
See you tomorrow.
All right.
Peace.
Okay, y'all have a great evening. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
All righty. Great to see you. It was a great night. Thank you.
It was
awesome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.